You're the second youngest player since Ben Simmons to play for the Boomers. What was that experience like for you? How much confidence did that experience give you? You had a great game against Nigeria. How much confidence did you gain from that experience?
Yeah, a lot, especially thanks for having me. But no, it was fun. I mean, being around, the guys that we have like Joe, Delly, Paddy, Bainesy, those older, more senior core group kind of guys. And right from day one, you get a feel for the expectations that they set, and you have to meet it. Otherwise, you're going to get exposed. And it's such a fun, competitive environment to be in. I think everyone gets better from day one to day 30 or whenever we end it. You see how much the group tightens and how better everyone gets. So it's really fun to be around. Then the coaches, the physio, the staff support that we get is it's world class. So really fun environment to be in, and to do it at such a young age is such a bonus for hopefully the next 15, 20 years I've got with the national team.
Right. And you've got, relationships with those guys. Is there one singular person that has given you the most advice and been in your ear mostly about your transition to the NBA?
Yeah, well, Joe was the big one for me. He reached out when I first signed with Adelaide in the NBL, and we've been speaking all year. So he's been good. Just hearing it from his perspective, because he was 18 years old when he was in the NBL as well, and then obviously didn't get to the NBA till he was 26 or something. So it's a different perspective to someone like Josh Green, who was another one of my teammates on the Boomers, and he was a rookie last year. So to hear it from his end and then Joe's end, it's cool to be able to be around those NBA guys.
Right. And when you look at a guy like Ben Simmons, how have you guys developed a relationship at all? How is that kind of just watching him from afar and really becoming kind of the face of stardom as far as Australia?
Yeah, I mean, Ben's obviously a superstar talent. And we spoke a little bit here and there, but, and I'm praying, fingers crossed, that going forward, he's young, I'm young, that we can lead this, next crop of Australian players at World Cups and Olympic Games. So Ben's obviously a superstar talent, and, Australia obviously wants him to play. And I think we all do. And, as we all know, he's going through stuff right now. So no one's, we're not hating on him for not playing. I think all the guys are supporting him and getting around him and understanding his situation. So, but I'm gonna hopefully in the next year or two, me and Ben can be teammates on that Australian team.
You've been compared to a guy like LaMelo and Luka Doncic. How much do you look at those guys as models for you in your NBA career? And are there any other players that you feel like you've modeled your game after?
Yeah, I mean, those two obviously, it can sound weird being, looking up to someone that's a year older than me like LaMelo. But, to see him, come through the same pathway as me and, have the success he did in the NBL that translated pretty, seamlessly to the NBA, it gives me a lot of confidence going forward because, he did it, why can't I do it kind of mentality that I've got. So, him and then Luka's another one, just, a bigger guard. They're both bigger guards, pass first kind of guys. Ben, Joe, Lonzo Ball, they're all the guys, just those bigger guards that love to pass it are all the guys I love watching and trying to take, little parts of their game and implement them into mine.
You're 6'9". You've got the height, the talent, the shooting ability. Where do you view yourself at the next level in an ideal world?
I think, being bigger allows me to be a bit more versatile, guard a few more positions, play offensively a few more positions. So I think that's a big plus to being a bigger guard. But in terms of my career and what I want out of it, the first year, 2 years is kind of just establishing yourself. And, as a rookie, it can be tough. You can be playing a lot. You can be not playing. You can be in the G League. You can be kind of all over the shop. So I'm just riding the highs and lows. And then after that is like cementing my spot in the NBA because, you see guys come in, they get, a couple of years in and then they get sent to Europe or Australia, wherever it might be. So I want to, have a 15-year career in the NBA. And, it all kind of starts and you kind of cement yourself within those first few years. And then I think from there, it's, you can kind of be whatever you want.
Right. And a lot of teams really look at your passing ability as a part of your game that'll really keep you in the league for a long period of time. Where did that kind of come from throughout your basketball life, your career, where you've been able to develop as a passer?
Yeah, well, it's always been like that from a young age. My dad coached me early in my career, and he was always really big on team basketball and operating out of a team system. And I was always the point guard for him. And I was, really small back then. And in juniors, the smaller guys, the point guard, and the taller guys, the center. That's just how it went. And I handled the ball, and we ran a really team-oriented system where it was a lot of passing, cutting, screening. So I think the passing's always been there from a young age, but I guess, I think I have a good feel for the game and IQ, and it's something that, you can't really teach that. And I think it gives me a little bit of an advantage over other guards because, I can kind of see things unfold before they do. So sometimes my passes look a bit better than they actually are just because I can see it happening before it does. So when I first came into the NBL, it was a nightmare. I was playing so frantic and rushed, and I was turning the ball over and, doing all kinds of crazy things just because I was, so full of adrenaline and nerves going into it. But then once I started just slowing down, things just become easier for me. And I think you see it with guys like Luka and Joe Ingles is, obviously not Luka level, but just that same, they play at their own pace and the game just comes to them and they do things so slow and it looks unorthodox, but it's so effective. And I think it's a luxury to have because you can play at your own pace. Stuff around you doesn't speed you up. And that's something I've been working on for a long time. And I think it's a good thing to have. And, hopefully it carries forward into the NBA.
I believe you're a big shoe collector. As far as off the court, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do?
Yeah, that's right. I'm a big shoe collector. It's a bad habit that a lot of people around me don't really like, but I'm in it.
What are your favorite kicks? Any favorites?
There's a lot. On the court, I play in Kobe's. That's my absolute favorite shoe. So, but I couldn't tell you the favorite. There's too many of them. But outside of shoes, I play a lot of PlayStation, watch Netflix, obviously FaceTime friends because I've been away from home for so long. I call people back home and checking on them, family. So they're probably the main things. Normal kid stuff, teenage stuff that we all do.
Right. And as far as just a person, what would fans want to know about you? What kind of personality are you? How are you on the floor and off the court?
Yeah, pretty a chilled guy, pretty fun to be around. On the court, very unselfish, giving. I mean, I guess that carries off to the court off the court as well. So, I'm never taking things. I mean, there's times where you got to be serious, of course, but I try to just, enjoy everything and just, enjoy the journey. But when it's time to get to business, I'm locked in and focused for that.